All right. Today, we are going to crack the code on negotiation. We're diving into some of the most powerful ideas from Harvard's legendary methods. But here's the thing. We're not going to try to cover everything. Nope. We're going to apply the 80-20 rule. What's the 20% of skills that's going to get you 80% of the results? By the time we're done here, you're going to walk away with a super simple, really powerful framework you can start using like tomorrow.
So, does negotiation feel like a battle? I mean, for a lot of us, the answer is a big yes, right? Your stomach gets in knots just thinking about it. You imagine this super high stakes, really stressful showdown where somebody has to win, and that means someone else has to lose. It is absolutely draining. And let's be honest, it's just not a great way to get things done.
But what if that whole way of thinking is just wrong? What if the goal isn't to win at all costs? The real goal, what the experts call a wise agreement, is something completely different. It's about finding a solution that makes sense, that's efficient, and get this, it actually makes the relationship better. We're talking about a huge shift here, from seeing it as a battle to seeing it as a problem-solving conversation.
Okay, so Section 1, your negotiation GPS. This whole mindset shift, it really starts by figuring out where the real work happens. And here's a little spoiler for you. It's not at the table. It's all about the prep work you do before you even sit down.
Yeah, this is a big one. The source material is crystal clear on this. A staggering 80% of your success is locked in before you even open your mouth. I mean, just think about that. That's the heart of our 80-20 approach today. We're going to focus entirely on that critical prep phase. That's the 20% of effort that's going to get you 80% of the good stuff.
So, to make all this prep stuff super easy to remember and actually use, we're going to lean on a really simple metaphor, your negotiation GPS. I want you to think about it just like you're setting up a GPS for a road trip. It's that same simple logical process that makes sure you know exactly where you're starting from, where you're trying to go, and the best way to get there.
All right, let's break down how this GPS works. Step 1, you pin your location. This just means getting a really clear, honest look at the facts of the situation. Step 2, set your destination. This is where you ask the big question, why am I even having this negotiation? What's my real mission here? Step 3, know your vehicle. What are you bringing to the table? What are your unique strengths and advantages? Then, Step 4, plan your route. This is where you set a specific target price or goal and you also decide on your absolute bottom line. And finally, maybe the most important part of all, you pack an emergency kit.
So what's this emergency kit? Well, it's your BATNA. That stands for Best Alternative to a Negotiated Agreement. And let me tell you, this is the single most powerful tool you have, period. It's your plan B. It's the answer to the question, what will I do if we just can't make a deal? See, when you know your best walkaway option, you're free. You're not pressured to take a bad deal just because you feel desperate. That right there is your real source of power.
Okay, Section 2, spotting psychological traps. So your GPS is all set, you're fully prepped, and you are ready to hit the road. But you know how it is, every trip has its potential hazards, right? We're going to look at the common psychological traps you're going to face in the actual conversation. Think of it like knowing where all the hidden speed traps are on your route.
First up, and this one is everywhere, is the anchoring effect. It works like this. The moment someone throws out the first piece of information, usually a number, like a price or a salary, our brains just grab onto it. We get anchored to it, and it becomes incredibly difficult to move away from that number, even if it was totally pulled out of thin air.
So let's say they come in hot and say the price is $10,000. The typical reaction, the bad reaction, is to get hooked by that anchor. You start arguing from their number, right? Whoa, that's too high. How about 9,500? But see, you're already playing their game on their field. The much, much better reaction? Just ignore the anchor. Don't even acknowledge it. Deflect, pivot the conversation, and bring it back to your terms. Talk about the value, the service, anything else before you even touch numbers.
Okay, trap number 2 is what the source calls the two-part fallacy. You'll know it when you see it. It's when they try to box you into a corner with a simple yes or no question. Something like, so can you give us that 10% discount? It's a clever tactic, really. It's designed to completely limit your options and just force you to give something up.
Now, your instinct might be to say, no, but I can do 5%. But even that, it's still accepting their frame. You're still playing in their sandbox. The more powerful, more sophisticated move is to break that frame completely. Just don't answer their yes or no question at all. Instead, you redirect. You pull the conversation back up to the big picture, the total value, what's in it for both of you. You're basically refusing to accept the limited choice they tried to hand you.
All right, last section. Section 3, the 3 golden rules. To tie everything we've talked about together, let's go over 3 core principles that should guide you in any negotiation. You can think of these as the fundamental rules of the road for your entire journey.
Rule number 1, stay calm. The trick here is to separate the people from the problem. Don't let emotions take over and derail the whole thing. Rule 2, prepare thoroughly. I know we keep hammering this point home, but that's because it's the absolute core of the 80-20 rule. Your power is your preparation. And finally, rule number 3, focus on interests, not positions. Okay, what's the difference? A position is what someone says they want, like I want a 10% raise. But the interest, that's the why behind it. I need to feel like my work is valued. When you get to that why, that's where all the creative solutions are hiding.
You know, one of the big takeaways from the source material is this idea that learning to negotiate isn't just a business skill. It's not just about getting a better price on a car or closing a deal. It's really a life skill. It's a way to get better at understanding other people, at solving problems with them instead of against them. And maybe most importantly, it's a way to understand ourselves, what we really, truly value. It's a form of personal development, really.
And the best part is, this isn't some kind of innate talent you're either born with or you're not. It's a skill. It's learnable. It's structured. So the real question I want to leave you with is, how are you going to put this into practice? I want you to think about just one conversation you have coming up this week. It can be big, it can be small, doesn't matter. But try setting up your negotiation GPS for it. What's your core mission? And what's your BATNA? Because at the end of the day, that preparation, that's where the magic really happens.